I'm Rebecca Chesney, and for the Biennial this year I'm making a piece of work from waste festival tent material, and I'm using the material to make windsocks, and there'll be 25 windsocks on the front lawn of Townley Hall to represent the conditions at present of where we're at with our consumerism. Windsock isn't like a predictor of future conditions, it's an indicator of what's happening right now. I wanted to use tents in particular because I'd seen images of the days after festivals and was horrified by that. When I proposed this to British Textile Biennial, I knew I needed a good supply of tents. And I knew charities were often going in after a festival to reclaim tents and usable equipment. And I didn't want to just ask them for fabric. I wanted to be part of that and that be part of the process. We put a call out for volunteers, and together with a charity called Forward Together, we went to Beat Herder Festival, which is in Lancashire. And we were allowed in on the day after and the day after that to where all the campers had been located on the festival site. The volunteers helped the charity collect any usable tents, and I was looking for anything then that had got rips in it or broken poles beyond using. I thought I'd be horrified at the human mess, but you've just got to get over it. And the other thing is, I was a bit worried, what if I don't find enough material? And when I got there, I was utterly horrified. En masse, there was just so much stuff. Tents, chairs, bedding, sleeping bags, carry mats, and it was jaw-dropping. I was horrified. I thought you go round in a bit of a daze, not quite working out how do you do this? What am I collecting? This is ridiculous. I brought it all home, dried it all out, sorted through it, and they've all got like tags and toggles and zips and inner bits and ground sheets and ropes and hooks, and there's all sorts. With each one I laid out a whole tent and put the pattern down and cut it out of one tent. So there's odd stripes going through it, there's tags, there's toggles, there's sort of little triangles of material that are then used for your guy ropes. So I've tried to kind of keep those on so that you get an indication that they're made of tents. But of course, tents often don't go flat. So some of them have been trickier than others. They've got curves in them. So I've had to adjust some of them for that. A windsock is traditionally bright orange or red and white, as a warning for aviation and things like that, side of the road for the strength of the wind. These are blues, greens, and I've tried to keep the tentness in there. My work has often looked at things like this, climate change, but to do with landscape. And weather has featured quite a bit in my work in the past in different ways. It all sort of is connected, all the projects are connected. This is the first time that I've deliberately used waste fabric, I would say. It's a project that sort of expands in different directions, not just from the point of the festival onwards. It is about what happens before the festival as well. And I'm interested in who's making the tents in the first place and where are they based, under what conditions are they making these lightweight, affordable tents, what materials are being used. So a lot of them are polyester, which is petroleum based. How does that affect the people that are making the material and making the tents? And of course, how far is it coming to then be bought, used for a couple of nights and left? But of course, there's whole other issues there that people are having to live in tents. Homeless, refugees, not just about recycling, it's about other things. And I think that that's what's really important about this project. I'm thrilled to be a part of the British Textile Biennial. Obviously, as an artist, and it being in Lancashire, really delighted to be included. And this year's lineup of artists is really impressive. So to be included in that is really wonderful. They've given me the opportunity to sort of push this idea further than I could do without them, and the support and connections. So they made the connections to the charity and things like that. So I couldn't have done it without them. So it's been brilliant.